speaker for the evening. Greg, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Finn. Oh my God. Yay, thank you, sir. So nice and loud already. Yes. Thank you, Finn. Thank you guys for being here, for staying, the rabble, the dregs for you guys. I will try to actually wrap this up so you guys have time to get to the fun a little bit later, right? Anyway, this is me. You might know me from YouTube, from the show. I have a show on YouTube called United States of Europe, trying to make a daily show for the EU, actually. Anyway, but yes, I am the American Netherlander as well. Part Dutch, part American. En ja, trouwens ben ik tweetalig in Dutch, but I don't like to speak the language because it makes my mouth feel sad. So if you've had any experience with the Dutch language, you'll know this, right? And Dutch people, don't get them wrong. Dutch people are very friendly, but if they say good morning, in Dutch it comes out goedemorgen, and it just sounds like angry choking victims. Or good afternoon is goedemiddag, and then you get into angry zombie people. So not the best. But anyway, I am happy to be representing both. So indeed, how many Dutch people do we have here today? Exactly, the ones obediently raising hands and waiting to be counted with no noise at all. How many not Dutch people? How many not Dutch people here today? Yay! Not Dutch people more proud of not being Dutch than Dutch people are proud of being Dutch, apparently. That's a little market research right in there. Good. Any Americans here today? Woo! America! Yes, good. It's great. I mean, it is difficult for us Americans being outside of the country right now. Maybe the new president, not as popular as some people hope. Is anybody excited about the new president, Donald Trump? Anybody concerned about the new president? Anybody kind of worried that, it's no problem? I'm doing a whole show about this now. It's called Trump Up the Volume. And indeed, we start talking about the Trump effect. And one of the effects is, if you're a comedian talking about Donald Trump, pretty soon you start sounding a little bit like Donald Trump, okay? And the key thing is that if you watch Donald Trump and how he speaks, his eyes are never fully open, and his mouth is never fully closed. And that's just the key, okay? So I started doing this voice, and then right after the inauguration of Donald Trump, they had this Dutch guy, Arjen Lubach, with he's like the John Oliver, the Jon Stewart of the Netherlands. And he said, let's just welcome the new president in terms he could understand. And that became this video. Do you guys know the one? It's the Netherlands' second video. It's like, we know it's going to be America first, but can we just say the Netherlands second? And it's great. This video went around the world. I had people from, the United States saying, have you seen this? I said, yes, that's my voice, Mom. But it was so cute. And people keep asking me, so I can answer for you right now. People keep asking, do you think Donald Trump has seen the video? And the answer is, I don't know for sure, but I do know that this little video about the Netherlands has more views on YouTube than the official Donald Trump inauguration video. So I think he might have heard about it. I even give a tutorial on how to talk like Donald Trump on my channel. The key is the hands, okay? The hands, they're always building. They're always building, and the wall is almost complete, okay? The wall between Donald Trump and the rest of the world is almost complete. And on my side of the wall, it is so beautiful, let me tell you. You wouldn't believe it. It's so sunny. It's sunshine all the time. My approval rating's 80%, through the roof. Beautiful. Anyway, and the hands also, you have to know how to do the pointy thing. There's not just this thing he does, but also he can be talking about any subject. And the hands are always doing one of two gestures, okay? It's going to be so great. It's going to be so fantastic. And what is this? If we have any tech people here, I think it's ones and zeros that his hands are trying to act out. If someone could translate the binary code, I think it's an SOS signal. I think the hands are like, someone please rescue us. We did not choose to be part of this. He's crazy. You see that, right? Anyway, that's why the hands try to tell the real story, because he will go and say things like, there's no problem down there. I guarantee there's no problem down there. But meanwhile, his hands are saying, peeny, peeny, teeny, teeny. So I think that's my advice if you're listening to Donald Trump. But, he is doing his thing. You got to say the economy keeps on chugging along. The U.S. economy right now is barreling along like a hurricane. It's doing so great. And by the way, I hope everybody is safe. It seems like Hurricane Irma, not as terrible as people were fearing, but don't take your eyes off of this historic moment, not just the three horsemen of the apocalypse, but this was the first ever internet users, internet savvy hurricane, so that when people boarded up their homes for Hurricane Irma, you saw Irma-gerd is funny to me. Okay, great. Anyway. Mergers have gone along so well under the Trump, Trump presidency. Tech mergers specifically. I think pretty soon we're going to see Google merge with Facebook, merge with Amazon. That will make things pretty interesting for the EU, general data protection, right? And if it really happens in 2018, some people are saying that the chances of this actually going through in 2018, it's about as high as the likelihood of Brexit happening by 2019, which I've been saying from the beginning will never happen. The EU has a long history of ignoring EU referendum results. But anyway, if these guys merge, that will make all of our lives a lot different. All of, market research will just become the Circle, the movie. And according to market research, terrible, we hated the Circle. Anyway, speaking of market research, I've been studying you guys a little bit today, and they've told me if there's a way to wake up the audience, don't just yell at them, but we can do a selfie. So I thought I will sneak that in here. Yeah, okay, everybody, there we go. Okay, get bunched together, yeah. I'll get a bit further back here. Am I? Yeah, oh, there we go. Yeah, nice. Yay! Good. I'll share that with you guys later. But anyway, yeah. So market research about Amsterdam. Amsterdam, oh my God. There's so much great market research about Amsterdam right there. I checked on TripAdvisor. Yes, I thought I'd get some real reviews of Amsterdam and the Dam Square itself. Dam Square has this review. It's a busy square. Still, it has a great vibe. We walked through today and we saw a bagpipe player and Earth Vader giving out hugs. Kind of nuts. 1 star. Yeah, really wonderful positive review, just 1 star. The Anne Frank House, ladies and gentlemen. This is some wonderful market research for you. Anne Frank House, 4.5, pretty good review. But let's take a look at some of the terrible ones at the bottom. It is so small. 1 star. Very moving experience. I had to cry. Thanks for making me cry, Anne Frank. 1 star. And this one, totally overblown. Would I try it again next time? No. The Second World War is full of unbearable things being done on both sides. On many sides, people. On many sides. 1 star. Totally terrible, terrible review. This building, the Beers van Beerlage, it has generally 4.0, that's pretty good, but someone gave it a terrible review. Why? Because the PowerPoints didn't work. Let's give the whole building a terrible review. Meanwhile, PowerPoints are doing great, and the videos as well. Thank you for that. Anyway, like I said, I'm from Chicago, and I moved to the city of Amsterdam. And since I've been asked talk a little bit about the expectations and stereotypes that we have about the Netherlands, Amsterdam in particular, let's talk about what we hear in the United States. There's a famous video from Bill O'Reilly on Fox News. One of them is still around. And he talks about how the Netherlands is one big red light district. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah on the Amstel. And he talks about how all Dutch people are just drug-doing, drug-pushing, dead baby-killing, baby-grinding, injecting, grandpa murdering homosexuals. And you get here and you realize that's not even true. I mean, maybe like Belgium, but not in the Netherlands. So stay with me, Belgium. But when you study a little bit about the Netherlands, you realize that, the underpinnings of Western civilization, as we call them, a lot of them started right here. Erasmus is this one, so there would be no Reformation, no Protestant religion without Erasmus. In the middle, right in town, that's Baruch Spinoza, the father of secular humanism. And René Descartes wrote, "I think, therefore I am," in Amsterdam. And then you think, oh, maybe, this culture really is more forward-thinking and progressive than you expected. And then comes November in the year, which gets awkward. But we won't talk about that because it makes world leaders somewhat, even when they visit the Netherlands, somewhat off-put. But anyway, yes, as mentioned, I come from this comedy theater. And we came from Chicago. And we started up this crazy idea. We thought we'd just do this comedy theater in Amsterdam for just one summer. Just one summer. 25 years later, we're still here. So fair warning, the Dutch can be addictive, okay? We actually asked permission from the Dutch City Council. Would this be a good idea? And they sent us a letter back, and we kept the letter. The letter said, nah, terrible idea. No one is gonna go want to see your show. That is not possible. It is not possible. And that is what we learned. One key lesson about Dutch culture, that is not possible is Dutch for it's possible, we just don't feel like thinking about it. But we persisted. And now, I'm happy to announce that next year, our 25th anniversary, will feature some of the famous alumni, people who got their start in Amsterdam. Seth Meyers, probably the most famous. He's got his own show on NBC. Kay Cannon, Netflix, Girl Boss. Jordan Peele started his career in Amsterdam at our comedy theater. And all of this because we did not listen to Dutch people when they said, that is not possible. So I wrote a book. I'm not, like those guys, but I did write a book, How to Be Dutch, the quiz. And it comes from inspirations like these. And this is what I mean by culture shock therapy. If you can open your mind a little bit to culture shock and realize it brings a smile sometimes, then it's really a rewarding experience. Like, for example, this is a ship that was sailing in front of my house. And in Dutch, it's called de Gregelrij van Goes in NL, or Netherlands. And in English, it says Gregory Goes NL. And that's my name. It was like a message for me. Gregory, it's time to go Dutch. And so I was happy to write the book. And I'm writing the book about these poor Dutch people who have to try to do business in an English-speaking community. Like, imagine how difficult it is if you're Dutch and you have to meet English speakers and say, hello, my name is Freak. It's a respectable Dutch name, but it's difficult. I'm Freak and this is my colleague Jerk. People are like, is this some kind of joke? No, this is my boss, Yoka. And Taco is our colleague. Taco is a boy's name here, okay? You'll meet famous people, famous Dutch people with names like Taco, and you have to take them seriously. The head of the Rijksmuseum is named Taco Dibbits. That is not a name, that is a snack food. What is his sister's name, Guacamole? I was at a business meeting, the guy introduced himself as Fucko. I thought, that's awkward nickname. He said, no, that is my given name, okay. I'm Fucko, and this is Sicko. I was like, come on! Are you joking? No, they were not joking. And thank goodness that even though the Dutch people know how weird the Dutch language is. That's why 90% of Dutch people speak English really well. Yeah, English proficient. Nowhere on mainland Europe is there better English spoken than in the Netherlands. Scandinavia comes close. And do you know, this is not the surprise for me. Some people are starting to notice. The country which one would expect to be 100% English proficiency, England, approximately 95%. I found this on DutchNews.nl. Okay, yeah. Out of embarrassment, we are leaving the European Union. Anyway, I thought I would zoom through this, okay? Whether you're Dutch or not, anywhere you go on the planet, you can play this game in anyone's living room. And I've done this in my parents' place back in Chicago. You just go around any room and you touch what's Dutch. You point to the stuff that is Dutch in origin, that was a Dutch inspiration or a Dutch innovation, and it rhymes. All right, so are you ready for this? The artwork hanging on your wall, the long life light bulb in your hall, carrots that are orange. Wow, who knew? Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Yes, they're Dutch too. The first operational submarine. Senseo, that awful coffee machine. Some of the finest artwork ever made. And yes, the North Atlantic slave trade. Lady Melisandre from Game of Thrones. And Dario, the one slipping Khaleesi the bone, sends the umbrella that's shaped like a bat. We transfer. Imagine modern life without that. Nijntje, the bunny, or do you call her Miffy, or Zwarte Piet, who is black from the chimney. Just go with it. It's an amazing experience. Philips, Shell, KLM, Ace Omar, DSM, DJ Chesto, Heineken, Anne Frank, Van Halen, MC Escher, Hieronymus Bosch, Rembrandt, Vincent van Gogh, Erasmus, Spinoza, René Descartes, Michiel Gant van Gerwen, this world champion of darts. I don't know if we're proud that he's Dutch, but he is Dutch. The word Yankee, the word cookie, and Johan Cruyff, R.I.P. Pour a little bit out there. Some of the finest football the world has ever seen, except not the men. I mean the women in 2017. So that is how you can touch what's Dutch. And you'd think that the Dutch would be more proud of that. But no, I've done some studies of Dutch experts, and they call it the anti-nationalist nationalism, the least chauvinistic country in Europe, so they've said. There's a book about it, A Weakness for the Netherlands, in which he calls it a weak national identity, typical Dutch. And I don't get it. That's why I'm like an American loud chest thumper ombudsman for the Dutch experience. I will take the credit. I will not, everybody, Dutch people are like, niet opscheppen. We don't want to be caught bragging. But opscheppen is what? Digging, right? You guys do that really well. You should take credit for that. Because look, this is the map of the Netherlands about 100 years ago. And then you guys just started digging, and bam, Flevoland. An entire new province was built. This is, you had 11 provinces, and then you have 12. The rest of the world is like, wait, you had water, and then we turned around. How the hell? How did you do that? It's a modern miracle. But the Dutch are like, it's just Flevoland. It's niet gezellig. I don't go there to hang out. But I mean, it's amazing. If Jesus would come back and walk on water, oh my God, it's a miracle. The Dutch would be like, I've seen that before. That's gewoon Flevoland. Anyway, this is Flevoland from the air, right? And everything you see there was, human-made, dredged from and put in and dug out and whatever. Anything green there had to be planted. And that, to me, is amazing. Another reason I think Dutch people should take some credit. And I hate to make the easy joke, but it seemed like some of these urban planners must have been smoking something. They were like, what if we were planting a forest, right? And instead of having a whole forest, we would cut out the shape of a tree and plant it in the middle of a field for no reason. And they totally did it. You should totally take credit for that. Bicycles. This is the biking capital of the world. This is just in the New York Times on the weekend. If you build it, the Dutch will pedal. The Utrecht is in the center of the country. They have the largest underground bike parking, and this whole article about that. If you are in Amsterdam, you might think there are more bicycles than people. And you are exactly right. There are technically more bikes than people. We don't know how they're reproducing, but we are trying to cull the herd. But it's civilized, isn't it? It's civilized. You can ride a bike path you can ride your bike and hold hands while you're doing it. I mean, I've been biking in London, and it's not quite the same. Biking in Belgium can be scary as well. But thank goodness, I've been biking in America as well, and they do put signs up. Give cyclists space in the bike lane. But the Netherlands, the Dutch biking signs are the best. And this is a joke for the Dutch ones. If you want to live, then wait for the train to cross, except for bikes. Bikes have special priority. The family car in the Netherlands is a bicycle. And if you want to get an upgrade, in America, you would get like a minivan. In the Netherlands, you just put a bucket on the bike. Put as many kids there as you can. This guy I love. He's got so many kids. We can't fit, we only have one kid for the back. Let's have a baby doll as well to be like that, many. But this kid on the front, he's got no helmet, no harness, just a little seat hanging on the front handlebars. In any other country, you would be arrested as an unfit parent. But no, they put a windshield, thank goodness, to protect the child. And if you live here long, if you are biking around with children on your bicycle, please, ladies and gentlemen, please remember to wear appropriate undergarments at all times. Now, a bit about market research. What is the name of this country? People don't know. I mean, good market researchers should tell you, because it says Holland. That's the logo. Visit Holland, it's Holland. Go Dutch. You might have seen the Holland Herald or seen Holland, the original cool. Holland is the logo, but it's the Netherlands Bureau of Tourism and Car. They don't know what name of the country it is. And fair enough, because the national anthem. Have you learned? I had to learn how to sing this, and it goes, Wilhelmus van Nassau, ben ik van Duitse bloed. And I was there raising my hand. I said, I'm just translating as we go here, but is the opening line of your national anthem, I'm William, founder of your country, and by the way, I'm German. And it's like, no, not exactly. He's from Nassau. Oh, where's Nassau? Yeah, that's in Deutschland, that's Germany. And there's a whole story to Willem van Oranje, and yeah, Willem van Nassau, and the founder of the country it's a great story. It has a lot in common with the United States, and we were never taught that. This is the first republic that got started with the Dutch, and we led, in America, it's also the first republic in the New World is great. But I mean, can you imagine America starting out their national anthem by name-checking a totally different country? Like, oh, say, can you see our British history? No, and Canada is our neighbor, and a shout out to Mexico. No, you wouldn't do that. But the Netherlands have no problem. At the end of the part that they sing for the rest of the world, they talk about the Koning van Hispania. So the national anthem wraps up, my allegiance for all time I pledge to the King of Spain. And the rest of the world is like, what the hell country was that? The word Netherlands does not appear in the song. Holland is not in there either, so that's fine. The Royal House of Orange, that is in there. Oranje is in there. Orange, which is a city in France, actually. So 3 nationalities are mentioned except for the Dutch. It's amazing. And if you look in the history section of the book, what do those countries have in common? Germany, Spain, and France have all invaded and occupied the country in the history of the Netherlands. It is a self-hating checklist, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine America being like, oh, say, can you see? Vietnam was a mistake. Iraq was an embarrassment. There were no weapons of mass destruction. Everything we've done wrong, we have put it in this song. And we'll just keep singing because the list is quite long. No, you wouldn't do that. But the Netherlands, man, I took some questions from the actual Dutch exam. And this is a sample question. And we'll just let people vote here, okay? And the question, you can find this online, right? This is the official online How to Be Dutch exam from the government, all right? And the question is, your colleague from work is getting married. Your colleague from work is getting married. You're invited to the wedding, but you can't attend the wedding. What would you do for your colleague, A, B, or C? A, get them a gift. B, you would send a card. Or C, send flowers, right? It's the fresh cut flower capital of the world. So you're invited to the wedding, but you can't make it. How many people would send a gift? Can I see hands, please? That's a lot. This side, many, many. This side, not so much. Okay, great. And how many people would send a card? The card sounds good. Immediate hands up over here. Still, that's less than A. A is in the majority so far. C, flowers? Hey, flowers. Very Dutch. Also in the minority. The champion. Okay, we think A is going to be the winner. The correct answer is, according to the Dutch government, if you don't get this right, you have to leave the country. The correct answer is B, send a card. Yes. And why is that the right answer? Cheap. It's the cheapest option. Sure. Handmade card, even better. Some of the stereotypes are true. Fine. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up now, folks. And yeah. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'm going to skip that bit. And I'm just going to say, at the end, just remember that even if you are face-to-face with some awkward Dutch situations, just try to have a smile about it. And it's not so much culture shock, but it's culture shock therapy, right? For example, the national airline of the Netherlands is not very, yeah, exactly. We got KLM in the house. KLM in English is pronounced Killam. And it's not a great way to make people feel safe, but they make you feel safe. I feel safe on KLM, and I don't know how they do it, but I say, it's like digging a hole for yourself so you can dig yourself out of it. It's great. One of the largest financial institutions in the country is pronounced rob a bank. Not a great name for instilling confidence, but they make it work. Yeah, I gotta respect that. If you want to take any notes in your blank notebooks, the blank notebooks in this country say no titties. And it's very open and tolerant society, but please, no titties. Breakfast in this country is the worst croissants, but they're honest about it. It's the worst. Lunch is the worst. And if you want a vegetarian alternative to the worst, they pronounce it homos. Not sure what that means, but anyway, if you want to do any baking in the Netherlands, this product is called white bastard sucker. Enjoy it, you bastard sucker. When you inhale it by accident, then you know, bastard sucker. Anyway, this is a health drink. This was marketed by a Dutch company called Unilever. And they thought, given all the research they did, yes, we need a great name for this health drink. The name is pronounced AIDS. It didn't do very well. If you want a daycare where your children will be safe from unwanted physical contact, this place is called Fondle Kids. Right down the street. If you have pets, pets love this store because they have the barf menu. It's not the bark menu. They love it so much they'll eat it twice. This place is a dog grooming salon called Dog Style. I was taking a picture of this. I was taking this picture, and the guy came out of the shop. He said, "Hey, what do you think you were doing?" I said, "I'll be honest. Do you know what Dog Style means in English?" And he said, "Yes." And now that's where I take my dog. This is a cleaning company. They're called Ew. This is a cleaning company you can trust in your office. They're called Robbers. Reinforcing every stereotype, this is the pot delivery van. And these guys were asked, your name is Cronenberg Group. Cronenberg Group. You drive a white van. What would you like your logo to be? KKK, please. Didn't get some great research there. If you want to forget every previous hairstyle you've ever had, this place is called Brainwash. If you want to blow up your car, come on down to Fire Zone. In The Hague, there is a Dutch boutique owned by the family Black. They even have a shop for kids, but the sign clearly says, Black kids for sale, sale, sale. I did not make this up. This is if you want to kill every last living thing in your nose, Genocido nose spray. I don't even know what this product is or it's a service. I guess they collect unwanted babies or something. And the revenge of all the unwanted babies. Mama, die, die, die. Alsjeblieft. Anyway, I'll see you online. Do subscribe to the channel. Thank you, ASMR, for having me. And happy 70th birthday! Wow.